What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another show of Sips and Sniffs. I will be your host by myself, Will. Still by myself. It's your boy Hidden Gems. Coming back, man. This is my last live of this week, man. I don't know if I'm gonna go live again, but might put out a little something on Sunday sampling, but whew, I'm worn out from lives, y'all. But appreciate y'all for coming in, man. I'll go ahead and give y'all a little time to get in. Man. Hope everybody's doing all right. Hope everybody's day is good. You know, it's been an interesting week, man. Got a chance to do a live sharing my some of my birthday haul. Um, did another live. Uh, damn. Oh yeah, for Middle Eastern Monday as usual, per usual. It's been good getting back into things, man. Been good getting back into things, man. Bought a new liqueur, man, and I did not open it today because been a lot going on, and didn't feel like sipping any whiskey or anything alcoholic today, man. But I know I promised last time, but I swear this time, next week, your boy will be introducing some of the liqueurs I've been drinking, man. A little Habiki from the store. My guy Terry Todd put me on a whiskey. I believe it's a pineapple flavored whiskey or whatnot. So it's going to be interesting. Next week's going to be good, man. It's going to be real good. All right, for those who care. All right. Yeah, man. But outside of that, a lot of y'all have seen the thumbnail. You pretty much know what we're going to be discussing. Today, we're going to be talking about. Oh, Lord have mercy. Today, we're going to be talking about date night fragrances, and I know I put panty dropper version on there mainly because we're going to be talking about date night fragrances, what constitutes date night fragrance, what do we expect to get out of it, and the purpose of them. All right. As y'all know, just about everything in this world, everything should be purposeful. Everything has a purpose, whether it's me, you, your friendships, your family members, etc. So we're going to be discussing the purpose of fragrances, date night fragrances. That way we can get some of these biased opinions on whether or not some of the niche brands are making good fragrances as opposed to what people want to use, I guess, Middle Easterns for and whatnot, So we're going to get into that. But first, let me go ahead and say what's up to everybody in the chat. Got my man Will the Thrill here. Oh, snap, Jason back. No, he is not. Not yet. Well, not at all at this point. Hopefully he'll be back soon, but he'll be dropping in here and there. My guy Dane, what's going on, Fragrance Family? Rayhan Tiger, Cal Cologne edition. All right, I believe that's the one that's like the Penhaligon's dupe or whatnot. Yeah. Get my nose on that one just to see. What's going on, Hassan? What's good? What's good? No return yet, man. But hey, shout out to Hassan and House Urban, man. I'm going to be discussing this, be doing a video on Instagram. Received a package for his latest oils and butters. And man, I am looking forward to unboxing them and getting my nose on them and getting them on my skin to see how they perform, what they got. Hassan is a master when it comes to doing oils and body butters. Him, Jay Chantel, many of y'all who have been with us, the 3 or 4 brands that I definitely support that do right by me and my skin health. So yeah, shout out to Hassan. We'll be discussing his products soon, both on here, but mainly on IG. Yeah. All right, Mr. Clark, what's going on? Scent of the day is Myth Blue Wood. All right. Smelling good. Percy, what's good? Scent of the day is Cold Opulence Arabiat Prestige. I still got to get my nose on that. Shout out to Walt for reviewing that. I need to smell it, see how good it really is. They say it's a leather version of Blue Talisman. I got to see. All right. Will said his scent of the night is Jazz Club. All right. Little replica there. All right. Miss Clark said clickbait. Not so much, man. Hey. Jojo, what's good? The beautiful Jojo in the chat. What's going on, chat family? All right. My guy Just Cole, sent of the day is Garlon L'Homme Ariel Extreme. Beautiful fragrance. We're gonna be talking about some of these notes too. I'm gonna start doing my little thing where we discuss the notes and their purpose in perfumery and see what we can come up from there. My guy Ralph chiming in from the other again. What's going on, baby? My guy Mike, Fragrance Fraternity. What's good, man? Scent of the day is Montal Herbal Aquatica. Nice. Just Cole said he's watching the Dodger game, but had to tap in because he's seen the title. You already know, man. We're going to discuss this, man. Already. Vaughn, what's good, baby? Scent of the day is Cartier Declaration. Boy, you are doing Jason just service by wearing that, man. He speaks so highly of that. I got a little decant of that. It smells good. Definitely a nice, clean rose fragrance. All right. Might even get a bottle if I can find it for the right price nowadays, for sure. Hassan says, scent of the day is Sniff, Heal the Way. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and scroll down, see what we got here. My guy, Will the Thrill, said his drink of the night is Bamboo. Indeed, I got a bottle of that. We're going to sip on that as well. Shout out to my guy, Razor Ramon, all right, who first put me on that. If you tuned into him when he was first on here every morning, it was every night, but his video showed every morning. And man, he was kicking back a quick shot or a sip of that Bamboo, boy. So shout out to him. I got me a bottle, so I'm going to have to chime in and let him know what I think of it. Never had it before. What's going on, man? Shout out to everyone in the chat. JN, I see you. Just Cole said PDM Wajan or Killian Angel Share. If I had to choose my brother, I would say Wajan. All right. Just off of preference. I actually bought Wajan. I only had a 8 mil of Killian's Angel Share. So although it was good, I never felt the need to pull the trigger, but definitely two good ones. If you're asking me my personal opinion, I'm going with Wajan. All right. David, what's good, man? Scent of the day is Rasasi Essential. All right. It's essential. All right. My guy, Smell Good Chronicles, what's going on? Scent of the day is Genre Blonde Amber. Oh, yeah. That's that clone of that Blonde Amber from Clive Christian. Smelling good, baby. Oh, Golden Amber, but it's the rendition of Blonde Amber. I got you. I got you. My guy, Questo Fresh. What's going on, man? Scent of the day is Nasamato Blamage. Peace and blessings. Already, man. Already. My guy, Raf's rubbing it in. I know my guy, Dutch, is in here shaking his head. He said his scent of the night is Louis the 15th, 1722 Rosé. Got to get my nose on that, man, for sure. Duck, as that boy Jason say, too easy. What's going on? All right. Kev, what's going on? What's up, everyone? Scent of the day is Nishane Hasibat. And last but not least, to my entering in the chat, what's going on, the Nomad? Scent of the day is Ralph's Club Elixir. All right. All right, y'all. Now that I'm at the bottom of the chat, man, let me go ahead and talk about the topic tonight. A lot of people like to have the discussion of what is a good date night fragrance. I've seen it quite a bit being asked and thrown around on TikTok. Had quite a few people message me on IG as well. And, some of them will ask about a particular fragrance, whether it be Middle Eastern, whether it be designer or whatnot. And some of them just ask for a recommendation. And often when I give my response, a lot of people be like, but it doesn't do this or it doesn't do that. And it leads to the discussion, the necessary discussion nowadays of what is the purpose of a date night fragrance? A lot of people nowadays, which is no knock to them, but a lot of people think that the purpose of a date night fragrance is simply to smell good. All right. And that could be true, depending on what you're using it for. depending on who you are out with. You know what I mean? And truth be told, that's not a bad thing. But at some point, you have to look at what part of the date you're on. And that's why in the title, I specified panty dropper. And we're going to be talking about fragrances when on the date, not necessarily a nightcap, not necessarily when you're trying to holler at someone. This is a discussion of perfumery when you have already gotten a number, you've already got acquainted with a young lady or a young man. All right. Um, this is when they know you like perfume, and you are basically wearing this as a, what do you say, a weapon. All right. You're wearing it for a weapon, for weaponal purposes. All right. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. So I had a couple of people ask me, and I told them, what my favorite fragrance brand is for date night scents, and I told them Killian. And a lot of times people have come and said, yeah, but they don't last long, or they don't project and whatnot. And I wanted to discuss, what all do you really need in a fragrance on a date? All right. Because there are certain things that you are supposed to take care of that the fragrance has nothing to do with. All right. As far as dress, hygiene and stuff, that's all necessary. We can get into that another time. Lord knows so many people have played that out. They've over discussed that. What's going on, Danielle? But let's talk about date night fragrances. All right. Now, if you've already become acquainted with a young lady, and let's say you're out to eat at a restaurant, don't have to be steak, just somewhere that y'all are gonna, be alone. But it could be a steak restaurant, it could be seafood, whatever. All right. Typically, if you're on a date, for me myself, if I'm taking someone out, I would normally in the early stages want to sit next to whoever it is that I'm out eating with. All right. And the reason for that is for fragrance purposes. I like wearing fragrances. I know that you can dress a certain way that will get a woman's attention and keep her attention. There are certain things that you can do and say as well. But when it comes to purpose of a fragrance, I am trying to wear something that is going to bring people in. And let me go ahead and address this right now. All right. A lot of people recommend Middle Easterns, and by God, Middle Eastern fragrances are good. And are they strong? Yes, they are better now, and they are strong as hell. When getting on a date, I am not trying to wear a fragrance that is going to choke out my date, or one that is going to battle whatever she is wearing. I am not trying to wear one that's going to be smelt by someone at another booth. All right. I am wearing something that typically is going to be enticing, sensual, and seductive to the person that I am there on a date with, eating with, sitting next to. And thus, I am going to wear something that is not nuclear, which a lot of Middle Easterns are. All right. Now, is there something wrong with wearing something that's strong? No. If they don't mind, then I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that the purpose of a date night fragrance, especially once you're going out with someone that's already acquainted with you, is to basically keep their attention or occasionally draw their attention. It's supposed to be something that entices them, that arouses them. All right. Something that is sensual and seductive. All right. Something that's going to keep them wanting to stay close to you, if not keep coming in closer for a sniff. All right. Now, that's just my thoughts. It's not everybody's, but typically that's what I'm looking for when I wear a day night fragrance. All right. Um, and so when they come in, I want something that's not going to be too obtrusive, something that's not going to be too strong where they can smell me from a distance, let alone smell me without having to come in. I want something that's going to make them come in closer to sniff my neck. All right. Coming closer to say, what is that? Or, ooh, you smell good. Something that when you give them a hug, it's going to be that close encounter, that hug, that moment of endearment is going to bring about a waft that they didn't smell 6 feet away. Something that they smell as they're coming in or as they are close that's going to have them compliment you, let alone think something different about you. All right. Now, let me go ahead and bring up one example. I was talking to one of my friends, and he recommended this right here from the house of Latafa from the Amir line. When soul gets high. All right. This right here is a dupe of Killian's Back to Black. All right. Beautiful, sweet, fruity. All right. It has a cherry nuance in there, a little tobacco. All right. Labdanum. Let me look in here. Tonka bean, Virginia cedar. So it's a combination of a lot of stuff. And believe it or not, even though it is pretty linear, it does have to some degree a dry down in that some of these notes that show up fade out over time. And so you're left with pretty much a kind of sweet, not so fruity, but masculine, woody natured fragrance. After all the white honey, the tobacco, the cherry, the gingerbread, the vanilla, the tonka bean, and the nutmeg, and the spices go away, you are left with a sweet, somewhat still spicy, earthy natured fragrance. All right. Woody as well. All right. Which is good. But I'm telling you, this right here, especially after it's macerated, I've had this for a few years. All right. This right here is going to last sometimes 10 to 12 hours. All right. Which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But it's also going to project. And it's very strong. Now, if I were to wear this and I had a woman, a lady friend, a lady that I am into and she's into me nearby, why would she need to lean in when this thing's going to speak to her across the table if she wanted to be, or from the other side of the booth? All right. This is a great scent profile for a date night fragrance, but for someone that's looking to possibly be asked up or asked back later for a nightcap, you want something that's going to be less strong, more detailed in how it comes across people's noses. And you're going to look for something that's going to be a little more enticing, that's going to be a little more playful, that's not going to scream at the person next to you. All right. And for that particular reason, I bought this first and I love the scent profile of this. Lord knows. Very good. Dark cherry, little sweetness in there, some honey. Oh my God. This is really good. Really good. Cannot complain about it. But when I'm wearing it next to a young lady, I have to get the real deal. The reason for it is that although this may only give you on average maybe about 5 or 6 hours, although it doesn't project across the room, this right here is a beautiful blend of when soul gets high. This is going to be smoother. All right. The chords are going to be better placed or better put together. All right. It's smoother on skin. Not as potent. It's not going to push off. It's not going to scream at the person you're with. This is a little more subtle. All right. This is one that is going to project enough off skin and off clothes. It's going to be like, what is that? It's going to have them asking, what is that? But this right here, I think on skin, on my skin, is always going to get more compliments in a close encounter. This one right here will have you walking by people and they'll ask, what are you wearing? But for a date where you're already personal with someone, I have to say that You don't need projection. Too many people want something that's going to be nuclear, that's going to be smelt strong and whatnot. I don't think that's the purpose of a date night fragrance. All right. Date night fragrance is supposed to bring them in. All right. A lot of people have a problem spending. Well, let's just say I got this for $200. All right. People would have a problem spending $200 on this because they'll tell you it doesn't last long, it doesn't project. But the thing is that it's such a better quality. The notes are more pronounced. All right. The chords are, like I already said, they're smoother and everything. It's just a better put together fragrance. All right. This right here is going to do a little more damage in a one-on-one encounter, in my personal opinion, than when Soul Gets High. Soul Gets High will get you attention. This will get you the attention of that person, in my humble opinion. Another thing that's talked about, people always talk about how long it lasts. How long do you want it to last? How long is your date going to be? All right. Because most of my dates, especially when we're doing a dinner date or something like that, even an outing date, most of the time when I'm doing something, we're only out for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? If you're telling me that you are wearing this for a date and you're telling me that 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours is not good enough, I'm wondering, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Not to say that you couldn't be doing something else. I'm just saying, how long are y'all out? And as a matter of fact, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the chat. We'll touch on this again in a second. Let me go in here. Rockboy T, what's good? Sin of the day is Regalian Heart of Rose. Just cold. Said regret buying his Aventus. I should have got the Hasivat. My Aventus is weak as F. All right. Well, I get that. I get that. But you have to wonder. Hasivat is great. But Aventus, even though they have similar profiles, they are two different fragrances for two different purposes. There's a purpose for everything. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? You got those that are weekend vibes, vacation vibes, everything. Some that are meant to be worn out in public, some that are close encounters. You got to consider the purpose. What is your purpose for buying whatever fragrance you're going to get? This date night, you should have a set of requirements or standards that you're looking for in that particular perfume or cologne. All right. And weigh them based on the price, the worth, and what you're trying to get out of it. There we go. Oh, I do apologize. What's good, man? Scent of the day is Gucci Poron too. Smelling good, my friend. All right, all right. Am I the only one that thinks Neo by Zerjov smells like sauce? Shit threw me off at first, but now I'm digging it. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Just hey, you might be the only one over here comparing Neo to salsa, because that's not anywhere close to what I'm getting, man. That is crazy. Hassan said the purpose of a date night fragrance is to set a trap. Exactly. And let me touch on that. Hassan hit on the head. You're setting a trap. All right. Now, that could go along with both of them, but what type of trap are you trying to set? Are you trying to catch something from the other side, from a long distance, or are you trying to set a trap for something that is close and nearby? That's what I have a question for. Danielle, what up, these frags? What's good? Oh, she didn't change her name. God, put the whole government out there. Danielle Hammond, 7478. What's good? Hassan said Killian is a fantastic brand for a date. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Quest said I got that too at first. Salsa or pico de gallo. Y'all are wild, man. Hold on. Normally, I wouldn't do this. Okay, that's cool. But you know what? Here we go. Neo, let me see something. Pico de gallo. Okay, all right. You know what? I take that back. All right. I get it. All right. That citrus is so green. Yeah, I get where you can get the pico de gallo. I get it. But on skin, as that as it dries down a little bit, it settles on skin. I definitely lose it, but I get you. All right, pico de gallo. I put it like this. I understand because I was eating street tacos the other day, and of course, you get the street tacos. You put the pico de gallo on there, and then of course you sprinkle the lemon on there. It does smell like lemon and pico de gallos on street tacos. It does. All right, touche. Y'all hit it on the head. Good job. All right. Say he's about to get a bottle once it runs out. Already, man. Hey, Questo Fresh, I bought it. Let it sit for a minute. Smells better to your nose now. All right, all right. Appreciate that, Rap. Yeah, y'all go ahead and thumbs up. Go ahead and like the stream, man. Let me go ahead and get a little deeper in the chat before I touch back on this. All right. One thing you've come to understand and by experience is most women really prefer basic designer fragrances. Their noses aren't seasoned. He gets, okay, all right. And that is true. That is true. That is true. Now, man, we're going to talk about that at a later time too, because you know what? That is a good point, and I will definitely come back to that. All right. Dame said, I had that one. It's not bad. It's not bad, man. It's actually really good. I'll vouch for it. David said, generally, it's safer to just wear something fresh for first date because most people associate fresh with clean. But if it's not a first date, he thinks something that sits close to the skin to be discovered. Exactly. Exactly. You want them to come in close. You want to be able to get a little closer, inch a little closer, and then she catch something to her nose that she likes, man. You know what I'm saying? Something that's subtle, not something that's throwing jabs out there like Floyd Mayweather, man. Say what you want. He had a hell of a jab. All right. Just go say, I think a designer cologne is safe for a first date. And that is true. But tonight, we're not talking about a first date. Designer colognes are definitely good for first dates, but we're talking about date night now that you and her have already become accustomed to each other. We're talking about something that's going to get you to that next step. All right. We're talking about one that's going to get you to that nightcap, to that invite upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Boy, if you don't get off of my darn stream talking about some damn bod spray is the best thing. Definitely on some, man. Okay, he likes Oak Moss Frag, so Hasivar was a no-brainer. Gotcha. Scent Boss, what's good, man? Scent of the day is Taroni by Ordo Parisi. Yes, yes. All right, let me get here. Ralph said, at least he didn't describe like Jeremy did. He said, Neil smells like bathroom cleaner. Yeah, that's a bit disrespectful. All right, it don't smell like no bathroom cleaner, but I get it. It does have a pico de gallo essence to it. But Quest said, first date going with a gourmand or a rose fragrance. All right, and everybody is entitled to their own. Honestly, first date should be based on maybe after a little bit of conversation. If you're a frag head, I don't have a problem asking a woman like, does she wear fragrances and what does she like or what does she wear? There's never anything wrong with figuring out if your date, whether it be female or male, enjoys fragrances and what type of fragrances do they enjoy. It's always cool to ask. But let me say this, man, all right? Because I was talking to a few people and I was doing research, you know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, you also use date night typically to, I had to look it up, had to do a little research and kind of pry in my own brain, but, to establish an intimate atmosphere. All right. So you want something typically that'll bring them in, create an intimate atmosphere. And so you typically want to use certain notes. All right. Certain notes will bring a person in, such as amber, vanilla, sandalwood on men, a lot of times musk, dark florals, like your tuberose, maybe stuff like that. All right. Maybe even saffron. All right. But, what they'll do is these typically create, kind of a warm, inviting nature or inviting environment, something that's slightly mysterious, much like Back to Black is. All right. That will kind of bring them in and have them questioning, what is that? Something that's going to keep them that's going to keep them coming over to you, trying to smell you and see what it is. All right. Um, Basically, a lot of times this is the best way. All right. I think outside of the way you dress and whatnot, this is the best way to get a reaction from them. All right. Especially when in a close encounter. I mean, wearing a subtly sensual fragrance. All right. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people will talk about the trail in memory, and that's always good. Trail in memory, I'll put it like this. If your date is outside, say for instance, you're not on a dinner date, you're not close encounter, or maybe you're close encounter in an area that you may be outside, such as I know, like, say for instance, we went to the fair. Me and my date, we went to the fair. You definitely want a Middle Eastern would actually work pretty well, all right, or something strong natured. That would be a perfect place to wear when soul gets high because now you're outdoors, all right. You've got all the sensual, seductive notes in there, but the thing is that it's strong enough to project through these windy pathways, being outdoors. You know what I'm saying? Cutting through whatever may come. All right. All you need to make sure is that you're within a certain amount of feet within her, and she can still get a waft of you. All right. But typically, if you're in an enclosed environment, if you're in a small area, if it's just you and her and there's nothing to tear through, you don't need something that's going to project 10 feet or across the room. All right. I will tell you this. All right. Um, Also, when you look at the purpose of it, not only do you need to, we were talking about the time that it's going to last. All right. If you are on a date that's going to lead to another date and you want this to last, most definitely, Middle Easterns are going to work. All right. Middle Easterns, strong, uh, your Nishanes, your Unique Luxury, those are going to work a charm because they're going to last. All right. I tell you this, man. Went out with someone, did a multi-place date. All right. First off, started off, caught the train. I'll tell you about when we went to the fair, man. It was a good evening. Caught the train out here in Texas. We have a little thing called DART. All right. Caught the train. So of course, we're on the train, riding from my area to downtown where the fair is. All right. She sat next to me. I ended up wearing one that I told y'all about, the LPO3 from Le Persona. I believe it's called Wooden Mask. Or, let me see. It's a really good one. All right. Let me see. LPO3. Let me see if I still got that in here. Wooden Face by Le Persona. All right. Has a little sandalwood, little fig, little orange in there, a little tea note, pear, jasmine, and cashmere wood. Um, Definitely not your most subtle, but it is calm enough. Just have to adjust the number of sprays. Well, I sprayed it about 10 times, especially in my hot points. And man, I'm telling you right now, it projected, it carried, and it wore well. On the train, it's still an open area. Our train is much like our DART train system is much like the subway in New York. It's very open. You're going to have a bunch of people around you. You may be biting off other people's fragrances as well. Well, when I wore it, definitely got a good reaction. She came in close, no complaints, not necessarily any compliments, but when she was leaning on me, definitely she has a good sense of smell because she actually likes the first one, the LPO1 by Le Persona. So I know she has a nose for fragrances, and she's told me on several occasions where it doesn't smell good. But this one, no compliment, but resting on my shoulder until we got there was definitely a good look. All right. So after that, got off. Need y'all, I'm in Texas, 92 degrees, easy on that day. All right. We're walking through the fair. All right. Walking through the fair. First, we went to go see some cars, went to go see some other things, bought some food. I'm still getting wafts of it off of me. And, got a couple of compliments from her throughout the day. Um, still, still smelt it on me as we were heading out. On the way back, we were tired. Yet again, she leaned on me. All right. No complaints. no hate. Didn't get any compliments, but no complaints and whatnot. But the actual action of laying on my shoulder, all right, coming in close, was a good sign because I could still smell it on me. I could still smell it on my clothes, especially on my shirt. And she was in a very relaxed position, close to my shirt, close to my neck, where I could still smell it. And yeah, had a good outcome. A lot of people want compliments throughout the day, throughout the wear. And it doesn't always come across as that. Sometimes when she smells you, she may never tell you that she smells good, but she may smell you and she may lock in eye contact. It may bring about another way that she sees you. She may see you in a different way. She may smell you and smile more. You know what I'm saying? But it just kind of depends. But purpose of it is I wanted something that was going to sit close, that was going to be something that was going to draw her in and keep her in if she enjoyed the smell, in which I feel like it worked. It worked. I won't say like a charm, but it definitely had a lasting effect. All right. I won't lie to you. Now that I think about it, man, if I had worn something to the degree that they're projected, like when soul gets high, I wonder what they would have done. I'm gonna have to try that out. But touching back on it, all right, going back to it because I know I'm kind of rambling and whatnot. Man, y'all got to bear with me. I'm all over the place nowadays. But yeah, we talked about that. But now we're talking about the purpose of how long it lasts. Some people, there are people that have a purpose of a time limit. All right. Some frags have a purpose in that they're not meant to last for a long time. Some people know they're only going to go out, maybe Dave and Buster's, maybe they're going to go out to a restaurant or whatnot. And so you need a purposeful frag for the occasion. All right. If you're eating dinner, if she's going to be sitting next to you, I would recommend something that's more sensual, seductive, that's going to bring them in. But if you're going to be out on a date, such as Dave and Buster's, if you're out playing games, moving around, getting active, um, man, when soul gets high is a good one. I'll tell you this one too. I have been on dates before, especially wore this one when I did go to Dave and Buster's. That's why I brought that up. And this one got me a couple of compliments on the date. First, you smell good, and then later on, she did say that she really enjoyed this fragrance on me. Let me give you a recommendation for those that might be looking for one. This one comes from the Amir line of, oh, actually, I believe this is the Amir line of Paris Corner. I think I said it was Latafa, but this is the Amir line of Paris Corner, both of these. And this is Frenetic Delicios. All right. Magnetic cap. You see it here. Hopefully you see it. All right. But Frenetic Delicios. All right. This is a rendition of Bev Delicios by Dior, their Privé line. This too, much like When Soul Gets High, a beautiful fragrance, man. Beautiful indeed. All right. On here, let me see. On here, you're definitely going to get some of the same stuff that you got from the other. All right. From Bev, you're going to get the lavender. You're going to get the mint, the lemon. All right. The bergamot, the soul cherry, or sour cherry. I'm sorry. I said soul. Sour cherry, little jasmine, freesia, but you're also going to get tonka bean, praline, cedar, sandalwood, benzoin, cacao, vanilla, caramel, leather, and milk. This is such a beautiful fragrance and such a really good rendition of the original. But y'all, this right here, nuclear, lasts 4 hours, a half a day at least. This right here is an easy 12 hours, but the profile of this is just one that women love. As a matter of fact, the funny thing is that women will wear this. Women will wear the original, but on a man, I've heard from people that I've actually introduced to this fragrance. One of my friends, Bar, and a couple of other people have told me that it's a banger. Gotten them compliments, gotten some heads turned too. And the thing about this is, I mean, hey, I think the biggest thing that you're going to get from here that people are going to love and find attractive, find seductive is the sour cherry mixed with the tonka bean, the praline, the cacao. There are certain notes in here that are just tantalizing to people's noses that say seductive, scream seduction. All right. They scream sensual. This right here, if I'm trying to be outside, but I'm with a female or a companion, if I'm out and about, this right here is a great date night fragrance. All right. If you're out and about, moving around, doing things such as the fair, you're shooting the ball, you're out in the what is that? The the what you call it way. This is great, man. This is great. It's going to project. It's going to last. It's going to get you everything that you want. But if you're in a more close, tight setting, if you're in a more private area, if you don't have to worry about the wind or people passing by or whatnot, if the only thing that you want is something that's going to draw them in, something that's going to be sensual, something that's going to keep them wanting to re-sniff you, to re-experience that fragrance off your skin, then I would recommend getting the original, which is Christian Dior's Bev Delicios. Now, got this recommendation from Bowtie Fragrance Guy a couple of years ago. Raved about it, talked about it, went out and blind bought it on, where did I get it? Fragrance Marketplace or something like that, I believe. But yeah, working at Honda, I wore it to work. Got a lot of compliments from women. Got some crazy looks too, because some of the women aren't used to men wearing unisex fragrances. They like to say, "I like my men to smell like men," but got quite a few women that said I smelled good. It smelled good on me, especially when I was dressed up. Because at Honda, I had to wear I had to wear a damn near suit half of the time. Either I was in a suit or I was in slacks, hard bottoms, button up shirt, polo, whatever it may be. I had that, as my boy Var would say, I had to put that shit on, all right, for work. And when they smelt this Fev Delicioso on me, because I was in a cubicle or an office area at times, yeah, this right here did numbers. When people came in to do evaluations or to have quick meetings with me, often I give compliments wearing this. This was one of my favorite scents to wear up there. But I remember I went out here we have in the winter, we have a little area where they have a walkway where the trees along the walkway are lit for Christmas. And I remember wearing this one, the Frenetic, at that time. And boy, it did numbers. And I got, like I said, several compliments from the same person, but it worked. All right. Definitely two new ones, two different purposes. All right. Or two different places to wear it. And they both have two different purposes. This one being for close encounters, short dates. You don't necessarily need a lot of sprays, but if you want it to last, you can spray more. Definitely more sensual with the smoothness of it. I think these are better blends as well when you get the OGs, but these are also good blends, but in the air off of skin, when you're moving and shaking, a lot of people won't be able to tell. But if you're looking for something that's going to project, if you're out and about and you want it to be smelt from a distance, this is it. But if you're looking for a sensual date night scent, one that's going to keep her coming in, this is another recommendation. Fev Delicios by Dior. That's your beat. But back to the discussion. I know I'm bad with this. I tried to write this down and discuss it as so. I should have let my teacher sense kick in, you know what I'm saying, and go from there. But I'm all over the place. But man, definitely want to make sure that when you buy it, your purchase is purposeful. I know EQ and a lot of people say, build yourself a cologne wardrobe. And I agree with that. But when you wear a cologne, make sure you're wearing one with purpose on a date. Make sure you're wearing one with purpose on a when you go to work. All right. Fragrances should be purposeful in every aspect whenever you wear them. All right. But back to the discussion. Let me go ahead and go back to the chat real quick. All right. Quest said, I think I already read that. First day going with the Gourmand or Rose fragrance. I definitely agree. I definitely like that. All right. Kev said, honestly, Teriyaki Intense is favorite date night frag. Something about it. I don't know. I feel you on that. What's going on, T? All right. Not T Rizzy, but my guy, Terrence, the hauler. All right. Scent of the day is Blue Talisman Extrait. What's going on, man? All right. My guy Rockboy said he loves Moonlight in Heaven, but after a few minutes, it's gone. All right. I get it. Rockboy T, I'm not saying they're all good. All right. There are some that on people's skin that don't last more than a few minutes. There's some that don't last for more than a few hours. But here's the thing. If you're on a date, say your date's only going to consist of a 3 or 4 hour period. All right. Is it important that you wear something that's nuclear, something that's going to last for 12 hours? Why not get something? You don't have to necessarily get a full bottle for $200. You can get 10 mils. There are places that sell samples out there and whatnot. Get your nose on it, get you a sample, get you a decant, and be purposeful. Wear something that's going to be a little more subtle, a little more endearing, a little more sensual. That's it. Obviously, Moonlight in Heaven don't work. Not all Killians work. I don't have all the Killians. You know, here's the funny thing. Fun fact, hey, as much as I like Angel Share, I have refused to buy a bottle up until now. Well, till now, I still haven't bought a bottle. But it's crazy the ones I have, like Straight to Heaven, Intoxicated, Back to Black, Dangerous Liaisons. Got several of them. But, you know, you have to figure out what works for you as well. Tara said, Big Baller, is that X-Straight better than the EDP? All right, all right. All right. Tara said, just call it. It does last longer, but if you need more automatic, stick to the EDP. All right. Oh, aromatic. All right. I think that's what he meant. If you need more aromatic, stick to the EDP version, but the X-Straight is more denser and stronger. And that is another thing. All right. So if you're not trying to project across the room, across the table, I prefer to get my date night fragrances, even though these are EDPs, I prefer X-Straights. Like I said, they don't project heavy, and they do sit close to the skin. But with that date that you are already familiar with, it would give her reason to continuously come in close and stay close, possibly. All right. Just Cole said for sure I'm gonna have to get a decant. All right. Alrighty. Here we go. Just Cole said my collection is lacking in the barbershop scent, the Fougères. I got you. And you need something that will go with a fresh cut and a white tee. Any recommendations, Chet? All right. Anybody got some? I know what is it? Nishane has that B5 something 562, 582 or whatnot. I know as far as Fougères, the House of Ormond Jane has plenty of them. The tobacco series are definitely good. All right. Just go say, if you smell good as a motherfucker, and she knows, but she don't find you attractive, she won't say none. Sometimes, yeah, that is true. I know that to be true, but hey, sometimes I know a lot of people that are just uncomfortable with complimenting people on the way they smell. All right. I remember at work, plenty of the ladies didn't want to tell me that I smelled good at first. And they told me this, but not until they figured out that I was a fragrance guy and I was into fragrances. And so then they would come over and have conversation. They would come up to me willingly afterwards and just be like, hey, that smells good. I like that on you. And other little compliments. So, hey, Jules said this fake date he talking about. Jules, don't be mad because you weren't on the date and so you're feeling left out. It's okay, man. It's okay. I'm sorry, we can't. Hey, you in the Midwest, I'm down south. It just ain't gonna work, Jules. You all right. Lord have mercy. Oh, she talking about her email, not her name. All right, well, we're gonna scroll down. Jules getting some love shown. All right. We got the Scent Boss said Barbershop Extreme. All right, got a recommendation there. All right, here we go. Scent Boss said Via Cavour 1 by Zerzhov is an excellent date night fragrance. It's a showstopper with a soft, sweet trail. There you go. And for those who don't know, Via Cavour, I believe it has a nice little cherry note in there. All right. Raph raves about it. Older Erica raves about it. Definitely has it is definitely a beautiful scent. You know, me personally, I know I have problems because I have to get past, all right, the first, I want to say 30 minutes of it. Um, there's a note of the quince in there that kind of throws it for a spin at times that I don't particularly enjoy. But once that quince winds down, once the quince winds down, that white peach and dark chocolate, the red berries, the rose, oh, it's a beautiful fragrance. I don't know why people be trying to call me in the midst of this. All right. Now, there are other profiles. I know that the profile of a boozy profile also works. All right. I know that some people like rich, warm, spicy gourmands, as what's his name said earlier. You know, there's plenty to talk about, and there's plenty notes to get around, and we'll get to some of those. I know one of the notes that a lot of people are talking about, and a lot of people are experiencing now is the note of plum. All right. Now I've talked about a couple of fragrances, but have a couple of examples from the House of the Elemental um, that use the note of plum in several ways. But this one that I'm talking about today is Night Sex. All right. This one from the House of Elemental is Night Sex. All right. And bear with me, y'all. For some reason, light is switching up on me. But right here, we got from the House of the Elemental Night Sex. All right. Not sure if y'all can see it well. Number 24 from his line. But here is a note of plum that is playful to some degree, still sensual, almost sexual, quite sweeter than the plum note is in Cashmere Sex, and it's not spicy. In my personal opinion, it's done just right. This is definitely one that I've worn before, and it's definitely been endearing to plenty of women. Oh yeah, this right here. I mean, the note of plum. It's been known to be a sensual note, a seductive note, but heading into the lines of talking about purpose, man, I'm telling you, if you want to be purposeful on a date, there are also certain notes that you got to get. A lot of people recommend certain fragrances, and no fragrance doesn't apply, but you have to figure out what works for you. I will tell you, there's one other purpose of fragrance that I haven't talked about, and a lot of people don't discuss too, is that not only does the fragrance need to be one that brings them in, I feel it needs to bring them in, or needs to bring about thoughts of arousal, or thoughts of sensuality, perhaps perhaps entice their carnal desires. It needs to be one that builds confidence in you, one that you feel sexy in. All right. It definitely needs to build up your self esteem in the moment, too. There are certain fragrances that when you smell it, and when men smell it, it just makes them a little more confident, makes their chest stick out a little more. You know what I'm saying? Makes your words come out a little more clear, a little more confidently. All right. And it makes for a more overall, a better overall experience on the date with that lady or with that gentleman. All right. And certain notes I've been looking at, a lot of recommendations in the chat and from elsewhere. A lot of y'all recommend notes such as tobacco for men, whether it be the airy tobacco, maybe a thicker, sweet, spicy tobacco. Some people will recommend something such as coffee or a booze, maybe like a whiskey note or a rum. You know, um, Like I said, plum is one that's recently been being done. Cherry is another one when done right. But these notes not only are sensual and sexual, and can trigger certain desires from the opposite sex, but also these notes, when blended right and worn by the right person, can build up one's own confidence in the situation, and you definitely want that. All right, you definitely want that. But man, yeah, I would definitely say something like cognac, tonka bean, praline, vanilla. Vanilla is definitely one that I see a lot of people. It's unisex for date night scents, and depending on what the vanilla blend is or how it's blended and what other supplemental accords in there, I know some people that wear like ani. Women wear ani and men wear ani, and both of them according to what's being said, they all have good results when out and about with other females. Now, I'm gonna put it like this. Me personally, I ain't a playboy like my boy Playboy Tazo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of what I believe is that smelling good is just the cherry on top. There's so much else that needs to be done. All right, so much else that needs to be done prior to that, whether it's the dress and everything else. But nonetheless, that cherry has a purpose on that Sunday, even if it's just for aesthetic purposes. All right. And I believe that that is the purpose of a fragrance. All right. And when it's a date night fragrance, it is supposed to complement everything else and not, how do you say, overwhelm or drown out everything else that's done, that's been taken care of on the date. All right. I do believe, and I have been told that sometimes men and women wear fragrances that drown out how good they look in that dress, that sundress, or drown out how good they may look in that suit or that blazer or whatever get up you're wearing on the date. All right. Sometimes you just got to go with what works, and what works in different situations may not work in others. All right. And thus is my point in this. All right. So when you are choosing a date night fragrance, think about what environment, what setting are you going to be in? If it's close encounter in a booth right next to your date or whatnot, might not be the best choice to wear something that's going to project all the way across the room. You don't want something that's going to you don't want to roll the dice and take a chance that if they're okay with it, but they don't love it, they're not going to want to get too close because they're going to have to smell that on you the whole night. All right. Love this back to black. Love the when soul gets high. You need to take that into consideration when choosing one. Also, consider what type of date. Is it going to be a short date, a quick date? Is it going to be followed up by another outing? You know, if you're taking them out to eat, but you're also planning on going to Dave and Buster's, which I've done plenty of times. If you're also gonna go for a walk in the park or something, if you're gonna be outside, consider that too, as far as what type of fragrance you're gonna wear and what is its purpose. You know, if you're gonna be outside on a picnic, whether it be at night, whether it be during the day, if it's windy, if it's rain, whatever, you need to be purposeful with your choice. Outside, need something that's going to stand the wind, the blows, the breeze, the movements, the walking around. You want something that's going to reach her nose, even if you're maybe 3 or 4 feet away. You want something that's going to gently reach her or subtly reach her at an arm's length away. But if you're on a date where you're in a booth, as I said earlier, or say for instance, even if you're somewhere that's just, if you actually get invited up to that nightcap, you want something that by the time you get that nightcap, a Netflix and chill type fragrance. You want something that's going to be one that she's going to get subtly, you know what I'm saying, almost inconspicuously from smelling your neck, your shirt. Maybe if you have your arm wrapped around her, she smells it in the tuck of your elbow, the inside of your elbow. You want something that's going to subtly hit her nose and not only just make her want to smell more, but also you want something that's going to make her comfortable in your presence. In which I would say choose something that has certain notes, certain strength, and lasts for a certain amount of time as well. All right. I don't think you need a date night. I think if it's going to be a date night, if you're not living with this woman, if you're not married to her, if she's not coming home to spend the night with you, I would definitely say that it should be all right to have a fragrance that's only going to last about 4 to 6 hours. All right. I think you just need to weigh out what you're going to do and see from there. Give me one second. Yeah. My guy Rockboy T said, "Where can you get that Christian Dior you were talking about?" Man, it's been discontinued, honestly, Rockboy. All right. Now, if you want something that's going to smell like it, Frenetic Delicios, all right, from Emir Paris Corner line. You can still find it online. I think I forget their website, but something aromas has it. They still have it for sale. I think it's like $40, bro. It's very close. Nuclear lasts a long time, but like I said, if you wear it in the right setting, it'll get you everything you need, man. Knee said, which Nishane X's do you prefer of the OGs? To be honest with you, I kind of prefer that Hasivat X a little bit. The Hasivat, very strong, kind of sharp for me. I like it. I would still buy it again. I don't know where my bottle is, but I have smelt the X, and it is a little more aromatic. Tones down, I think, on the oak moss a bit. And I think overall, I would probably end up wearing that one more. If I had to buy one, I would buy that one first before I would get the OG. Ani X, my boy Tazo, I love Ani. I still got Ani. Ani X, my boy Tazo, he loves that one. All right. He stands by it. He says it does something for him that Ani did not. I think it's a little more aromatic for him, and he enjoys it more. Me personally, I can't remember what the Ani X smelled like. As far as the others, I really haven't gotten my nose on too many of the other ones in the X line, mainly because several of them I just really didn't care for that were in the X line. I think A Thousand Silent Ways, I kind of enjoyed that a little bit for the OG, but it wasn't one that I enjoyed enough to get a bottle. So when they came out with the X line, I really didn't care too much to experience it. But going forward, I might go ahead and get my nose on it since so many people speak highly of it. But as of right now, I'm probably not the best one to ask about that, D-boy. Just Cole said, never thought I would have a fragrance addiction, man. Shit is crazy. For sure, spent way more money this year than you wanted to. I know, man. It's crazy. I look back a couple of years ago, and I look back now and I say, dude, I can't believe I spent this much money on it. And, but that's why I'm on here to kind of help steer people in the right direction, to help steer them on their journey. I don't want to be responsible for your journey, but being able to give my opinions, my findings, and my wares with these fragrances is definitely a plus. And if I can keep somebody else from spending that much money on it or spending this type of money, as you can see, that's what I'm here for, man, for sure. So I like you. It's like you get one, then it becomes, then it comes, and the excitement goes away pretty quick, and it's like, okay, which one is next? Yeah, you're right, man. What's good, Fragrance Journey? What's going on, bro? Rafan, what's going on, baby? All right. Kevin said, what's your top three under $100 date night frags? All right. I'm glad you asked that, man. That's a good question. Under $100 date night frags. All right. Off the top of my head, I'm going to go ahead and go with this one right here. This is going to be my first one. Jazz Club by Replica. Now, you can find this for maybe a tad bit over 100, but if you go to the right sites, eBay, Fragrance Marketplace, and a couple of other places, Joma Shop and whatnot, you should be able to find a good one, a good 1.7 or even the 30 ml bottle of this for less than $100. I would say this would be my first recommendation. All right. My second recommendation would have to be a designer. All right. And this designer comes from, oh, let me see real quick. Yeah, this designer comes from the house of Tom Ford. All right. And yeah, y'all, this is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. All right. This right here, much like the replica, I will say this. Let me say this before I go ahead and describe this. The replica Jazz Club is a beautiful scent. All right. You're going to get some booziness, a little smokiness, a little incense. This is going to get you about 4 hours. It's not going to last long. But if I'm on a short date, if it's just a quick in and out, you know what I'm saying? We're getting to meet each other and whatnot. And I have no expectations as a follow-up to the date. Jazz Club is perfect. All right. Perfect. All right. It's funny because on here it describes itself as heady cocktails and cigars. And boy, is it good. Boozy, smoky. There's a little sweet nature to it, but definitely one that I would recommend that you get your nose on. All right. Secondly, Tom Ford Noir. Noir Extreme on top of that. Now, there is a Noir Extreme. There is Noir. I forget the other one, the all gold model as well. They basically have the same profile. All right. There's not much different. I've smelt them both. I just chose to go with this one because at the time, oh yeah, the Parfum. But at the time, this just costs less. And hey, it's a great smell. All right. In here, all right, beautiful. What you're going to get is you're going to get cardamom. All right. You're going to get nutmeg. You're going to get saffron, mandarin orange, neroli up top. All right. You're going to get coffee. All right. Rose, majestic, or lentisque. All right. Jasmine, orange blossom, vanilla, amber, woody notes, and sandalwood. Now, y'all, it doesn't necessarily list it as a gourmand, but this right here is every bit of a gourmand. All right. When I spray this, Lord knows I hate spraying much. Oh, yeah. You're going to get that citrusy, spicy opening. All right. On skin, it dies down almost immediately. You get it for maybe well, okay, not immediately, but you get it for a few minutes. All right. Then you're left with a very sexual, and I mean sexual, it's sexy. This is sexy. All right. Spicy citrus opening. Now you're going to get the florals and whatnot, but eventually you're going to get the rose, you're going to get the neroli. All right. You're going to get the jasmine for sure. You're going to get those white florals, but eventually it starts to come in with the vanilla, a creamy vanilla, a dark amber, and eventually it'll dry down to something of a woody nature. But y'all, when you read the notes, when you look at them, it doesn't come across as a gourmand. But when you put this on skin, trust me, this is every bit of a sensual gourmand that you can get. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. That would be my number 2 recommendation, man. All right, Kev. And let me see, man. You got to give me a second. I'd probably say for my third, all right, I would probably go with the House of Guerlain. Guerlain, all right. Now I talked about this before, but this right here would definitely be something good. And this is actually speaking to what a couple of people had said in the chat earlier. All right. Typically, dates are for something that's easygoing. All right. First dates are you want something designer-esque, something that's mass appealing, nothing that's going to be too niche or too, how do you say, polarizing. But if you're looking for a date night and you've already become accustomed with this, looking for something a little sensual, I would always go with something easy. And thus is the reason why I have brought up 3 designer fragrances. All right. First from Maison Margiela, Replica Line, Jazz Club. Then, of course, Tom Ford, designer as you can get, Noir Extreme. And next, I'm going with the House of Guerlain. I'm going with L'Homme Ideal Extreme. Oh, my bad. All right. Hopefully, y'all can get that. All right. There we go. All right. Now, and here what you're going to get is one of their signature notes that they put in the IDL line. All right. You're going to get almond. All right. Now, it is subtle because almond to me doesn't have like a strong smell to it, but it is accented a little bit with the pink pepper and the bergamot. I think with the addition of those two notes, it kind of sticks out a little bit, but not too much. But the note in here that I love the most that makes this a date night fragrance for me and gives it some sensuality, all right, is going to be plum. Not only plum, but you also get cinnamon and heliotrope. So you got the little airiness, the little almost muskiness from the heliotrope, but you get a strong sweet plum, and you got it blended with a sweet and spicy cinnamon. All right. Now, after about an hour, you start to pick up a dry tobacco, almost like a cigar tobacco. All right. And on the dry down, you get a little leather. All right. So it does give you a little mask of what people would consider masculine feel to you on the dry down and whatnot. And of course, you get the earthiness from the patchouli and the cedarwood. All right. Cedarwood is perfect, man. Cedarwood goes so well with sweet fragrances, man, especially on the dry down. But yeah, if I had to recommend, I'm going with those three. L'Homme Ideal Extreme right here. All right. There you go. Let me get in there. All right. Mason Margiela. All right. Replica line. Jazz Club. Not sure if you can see that. Let me see. All right. And of course, last but definitely not least, all right, these are my three designer recommendations, but these are also just three really good recommendations. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. All right. There you go, Kev. There you go, man. If you have them, let us know what you think of them. You know what I'm saying? And just go from there. Just Cold said Givenchy Gentleman Boise. Yes, definitely a good one. CH Bad Boy EDT. Oh, yeah, with that. Oh, wait, no. Carolina Herrera Bad Boy. Now, the Bad Boy Cobalt I like because it has that plum, but even the Bad Boy is good too. I forget the main notes in there, but definitely a good date night. It would definitely work. All right. My guy Just Cole said Aylin over Ani. I definitely understand that because I am a rose lover and appreciator. I would choose Aylin over Ani, but I ain't gonna lie, man. The thing about Ani that makes it's so universal. I can wear Ani with a polo, a button up, or with just a regular t-shirt, depending how I dress it, man. It's definitely good. All right. Jules said a fave. All right. Simba said, man, Sarah said Boise. Yes, definitely a good date night. Definitely if it's a first date appropriate, a more serious date, perhaps something outside. Definitely will wear it for what we call happy hour, or say a brunch type fragrance. All right. He also said Versace Peron. All right. Oh, Versace Peron Oud Noir. All right. All right. Not bad. Not bad. I actually have a bottle of it. Not very big on that as date night, but I do enjoy it. Enjoy wearing it for myself from time to time. All right. But definitely two that are definitely under $100. You can definitely find those. All right. My guy Rafan said Jazz Club. There we go. YSL La Nuit. Delon Parfum. All right. That's a good one. And of course, Dylan Blue, 3 under 100. Definitely good. Dame Noir Extreme, man. I'm telling you. Yes, Jazz Club is a classic at this point, for sure. Spicy almond powder cherry. Yes. Now, that is with the Ariel. What is that? That's with the Ariel. The other one, not the Extreme. The Extreme has plum, but the other one has cherry, and it's good too. It's damn good, for real. Noir de Noir is amazing too. Yes, it is. And Jules, you know, the funny thing about Noir de Noir is that it's so good, but for some reason, I get an essence of Back to Black out of that for some reason. But it's beautiful, truly beautiful. Joel, what's up, man? Scent of the day is Arabian Oud, majestic, woody, intense. All right, all right. Haven't smelled that one, but Joel, I know if you've got your nose on it and you're wearing it, it's got to be a banger. I'll even give you another one. Shout out to Joel who put me onto this, and this actually works wonders as well. Now this highlights the note of amber more so than anything, but Joel introduced this to me, and I haven't looked back. This is definitely getting plenty of wears, all right? And this, y'all, is Soul Boutique, all right? Soul Boutique from the Moresque, the Secret Collection. From Moresque, the Secret Collection, man. This is good, all right? Shout out to Joel for putting me onto this. Beautiful amber fragrance. A little smokiness in there, a little bit of incense and whatnot. Let me see real quick. I love to give you the notes, but I'll tell you what I get just off of my skin, man. This is beautiful. Shout out to Joel, man. Appreciate that. Ooh, you're gonna get it's warm. You're gonna get spices, all right. You're gonna get that cardamom and that bergamot off top, man, for sure. Man, it's been a minute since I've worn this. You get the incense, and you get a floral feel of this. That bergamot is strong, but it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long for all of a sudden that amber to kick in. You do have amber and vanilla and patchouli and the dry down, but I tell you what, that amber kicks in after a short amount of time. So does that vanilla. Yeah, Soul Boutique is definitely a good one, man. Check that out. If you got time, check that out, baby. All right. All world, what's good, baby? What's going on, my man? All right. Rafan said, Adiel, EDP. Yes, that's the one with the cherry. That one is good too. Very sensual. All right. I love how smoothly it was blended. All right. Usually I don't get that type of feel from a lot of designers, but during that day, during that time when they were coming up with those, there were a lot of designers that made really good date night fragrances, and that was definitely one of them. Yes, I can go back to that over and over again for sure. Let me see here. Sun Choked Fragrance Garden. All right. Mind Games Mentor is great for a cool evening date night setting as well. Yes, it is. Zerjoff Via Cavour 1 is fire as well. More of a white peach fragrance though. I definitely see the white peach in there. Me personally, when I got it, it is hella strong with the rose. I definitely got the rose. I got the quince in the beginning. It threw it for a loop. All right. Definitely got the white peach, and there was another note that came in as well, but definitely beautiful. Definitely beautiful on the dry down. I think once you let it sit on your skin for maybe about 15 to 30 minutes, it turns into a beautiful fragrance. Shout out to Raf and Erica. You know, definitely one that I plan on purchasing for sure. All right, for sure. Joel said Moresque Soul Boutique. Yep, my favorite amber of all time. I'm telling you, man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sunchoke say, yep, Soul Boutique is amazing as well. It's a constant in his rotation in the fall and winter. I'm telling you, man. And a lot of people might think, oh, well, you know, it has incense, and then on top of that, it has a couple of other notes that a lot of people don't, you know, the cardamom, the spicy nature of it in the opening is strong. But man, sometimes you have to let this stuff dry. You have to let this stuff dry down. All right. You need to throw it on before you leave the house and let it dry down on skin so that by the time you get to your destination or you get to go pick up your date and whatnot, all she's smelling is the good stuff. All right. The part of the blend that we love. All right. Just my recommendation. I'm sure you've heard that from other people, but definitely. And for that person who said mind games, they say over. I do think that the house is overrated, but Mentor, y'all, Mentor with that plum note, oh, it's beautiful. As a matter of fact, I got a decant in, and I got to get my nose on that. I have been considering getting a bottle of that particular fragrance, but for the price that they're selling it at, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I don't know if I can do it. That 300 plus is something else, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stretch my pockets that wide for real. That's a bit much. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Joe. Yeah. We're gonna have a big discussion on Kix Griffey's on his live next Friday, y'all. Where me and his friend, I forget his name, and I'm bad at this. The solution. We are going to be discussing whether or not the House of Mind Games is overrated. So if y'all have time next Friday, tune in. As we get a little more detail on the time that we're going to have the discussion and whatnot, I will let y'all know. But as of right now, just stay tuned. It's going to be a great debate. We're going to have it in a court style. Kicks Court is going to be in session, or should I say, Fragrance Court is going to be in session. And your boy will be choosing the angle of Mind Games is overrated. Hey, that's just my personal opinion. It is what it is. But hey, I believe that as a house, it is overrated and overhyped by a large amount of the community. I'm gonna be honest with you. I truly believe it. I'm not saying that their fragrances aren't good, but that shit is overrated and overhyped. And I will prove my point come next Friday. So be ready. All right. But yes, here we go. Rafan said Joma Shop has a mean mind game sale right now. Everything is around 250. Say less. Say less, Rafan. I appreciate that. Oh yes. Oh, here we go. The Scent Boss, overrated for show. You already know. Terrence, hey, just wait till bring a Raja hot looks. Next week, Gems, I'll make it stretch. All right, hey. I mean, your pockets stretch wider than mine, man. I'll be honest with you. Your pockets, when it comes to these perfumes and these colognes, stretch wider than mine, for sure. But if you want to send your boy a sample, let me know. All right. But yeah, hey, Rich Money, overrated as hell. You already know. And see, and that's the thing, man. Not to lose track of the discussion that we're talking about. But yeah, let's move on a little bit. Yeah, honestly, Mind Games is overhyped, overrated. I think they do good fragrances. I think they put out good product, but there's too many other reasons. There's too many other things playing in outside of the perfumery and whatnot that just make it um, a regular niche brand. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. But like I said, hey, we'll touch on that later, man. We're gonna touch on that later. That boy All World said, gotta pay to play. All right, well, I'll tell you what, send me some money. I'll pay your money to play, man. You know what I'm saying? Until then, hey, the way that my account is set up, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But Rafan said, I gotta disagree with you on that, Gems. They wear exceptionally well on my skin. And you know what? I'm not gonna say that it doesn't. We all have our own experiences. And this is just my opinion. Okay. This is just my opinion. I actually like several from the House of Mind Games, but they don't last long. And if you listen to the community, I would say, according to who I've been around and what I've heard from various chats, a majority of the community believes and says that their experience doesn't last long. So we'll go from there, man. But hey, let's touch on something different. All right? I think I've touched on the purpose of fragrance a little bit enough. We'll get into it a little more next time. I'm going to come with next time I'll have to bring out the teacher. I tried to do this with just a list of topics to discuss and whatnot, but next time I'm definitely going to have to bring out the inner teacher in me. But let's talk about what happened yesterday, y'all. So many of y'all were in the chat. I saw you from here to there, but Zaharoff is coming out with their new Z Creators line 3.0, man. And I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all know me, all right? I believe there are plenty of Zaharoffs that were mids. However, I do like several from the brand. I like plenty of them from the brand. There's been plenty of reasons why I've had my personal opinions and dislikes in the matter. But I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I watched the video, and I definitely want to support my guys. I support my boy, my guy Ross. All right, it's cool with me. Fragrance fam. All right, and I went online. I heard so much raving about it in the chat and everything, and I know everybody's been hyped up about it. But I went online and I took a little time, and I had to read it about 4 or 5 times, right? And then I started looking up some of the notes and trying to figure out what notes in my fragrance collection have some of these combination of notes that they have in there. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Look, I read them notes for all three of them, and low key, y'all, they all seem pretty damn interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am definitely just as anybody would, when you hear new fragrances are coming out, everybody gets excited. But I'm actually excited to see what these entail. All right. I am very excited to go get my nose on these. Of course, I told y'all I can't blind buy anymore. However, I am going to buy samples of all three, and I'm going to come back and give my opinion on it, my honest opinion. But I'll tell y'all, look, I am intrigued in what they have to offer. Look, let me go in here. All right. I know some of y'all were there, so y'all already know what some of the notes read, but man, I can't. Man, I'm pretty damn excited. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. And the one that has me most excited is gonna be Justin's, but let's talk on that Sun-Kissed Island. Now, Ross, I'm reading his notes and whatnot, and I'm liking the way they look. He's got on here red seaweed. Now that's up in the air. I'm not sure. I think they had that in that Seraphim Red. Wasn't a big fan of Seraphim Red. However, I was a fan of what is it? Business to Pleasure. All right. And so I know Ross's capability as far as directing the production of his fragrance. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm intrigued because I definitely want to see what the hell is this pure jungle essence. I know what they said, but I want to know what it is to my nose. All right. But then I see the ginger, cardamom, lime, mint. So I know this off top is going to scream that lime and mint. With that ginger backing it up, definitely. All right, we got a tequila accord, jasmine sunback, rose de glace, rose anything I like, and ylang ylang. Ylang ylang has always been a note that I've been kind of I don't know about, but for the purpose of how I've seen Ross describe the fragrances that he loves, not likes, but loves, and the way I've seen him and the way he's curated his previous concoctions. All right. With the blonde woods, the coconut milk, skin musk, and amber. I'm excited to see what he put together. I am. All right. Usually I'd be a bit biased in the direction against it, but honestly, I'm excited. Justin, I read his and I was just like, yo, what the heck? This, and then to watch the video that they all released this morning, it definitely brings you in. It definitely makes you more enticed to see what they're offering. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin on his top notes, you got the cardamom. Everybody's starting off with a little spice, boy, I tell you. Cardamom, anise, Timor pepper, jungle essence, and jungle essence. Here we go. All right, grapefruit, lemon, green apple. Man, I like the sound of that. Fruity, citrusy opening with a little spice. Sign me up, please. All right, fir balsam, incense, cedarwood, and magnolia. All right. Rich amberwood, vetiver, moss, tonka bean, vanilla, and musk. This, when I smelled Second Soul, I can honestly say I wasn't a fan because I wasn't a fan to a point where I was willing to buy a bottle. And not to mention the fact that by the time I smelt it, they were already sold out. All right. But definitely felt that it could have been something that I had a 10 mil of or whatnot and wore, but definitely wasn't the biggest fan of it. But did it smell good? Yes. Was it somewhat mass appealing? Not in my particular preference, but did it smell good enough to wear here and there? Yeah, definitely. All right. But I read the notes on here, and man, this is going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. Let me see real quick. Let me go back to the chat before I talk about the giant almostes. All right. Just Cole said you can get so many other good fragrances from for one of theirs. Yeah, True, true. Mind game is expensive as hell. Sim Boss said Joma Shop is selling mind games at the prices they are truly worth. I can see that, but honestly, if it's around 250, I'm honestly believing that mind game is about a $200 fragrance. Hate it or like it, love it or whatever. I don't care. That's my opinion. All right. Joel said, like Jim said before, overrated doesn't mean bad. Exactly. So many people get butthurt just because I don't say I like it or I love it or I need some more of it. Yeah, it's like, calm down. But yes, Rich Money Cash said they have a nice presentation and they know how to promote. Yes, but unfortunately, they don't know how to glue. And I've seen that firsthand on one of the displays up there at Neiman Marcus. I've seen plenty of people in the marketplace and whatnot complain that the caps end up peeling off and whatnot, and they won't. It's a number of things. I'm not going to get into it. All right. Dame with the new Z creators looks promising. Yes, indeed, it does. All right. They all look good, not going to lie. Dame, I don't know, because even when you don't lie, I think you're still overrated. All right. Just Cole say, oh God, just take my money. Boy, Jason in here say, I ain't buying Jack. Oh, whatever, man. Whatever, dog. Justice will be your first purchase. I ain't gonna lie. If I was willing to blind buy one, I would have to say the two that I would blind buy would be Ross and Justice, just for the simple fact that I love Justin's list of notes. And for Ross, I know Ross typically makes something mass appealing that there's going to be, except I know if Ross were to make it, I more than likely ain't gonna be too disappointed, if disappointed at all. I think looking at his list of notes, I think his is gonna be not necessarily, it's gonna be more mass appealing than the others, I think. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm feeling off of the notes. All right. Rafan said to him, the longevity discussion isn't an issue for you. All right. Because beside work, I'm not going anywhere where I need a fragrance to last longer than 5 to 6 hours. Bingo. Thank you. But I can say that the 3 you've tried are 8 hours plus on you. Okay. All right. All right. That's a bet, man. That's a bet. All right. Dame said the tequila cord caught you immediately. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That is enticing, man. It is enticing. What up, Mr. Virtual? What's going on? Half. All right. What's good? All right. JB said that red currant and Jadoob, though, it is good. It is good. But I still ain't thinking it's $350 good. We're gonna move on. If you want to know about my opinions on it and how I'm going to dismantle my opponent, tune in next Friday on Kix Griffey's Fragrance Court or Kix Court, whatever you want to consider it. Tune in, baby. David said, yeah, unfortunately, he can't afford to buy any this time. Got to be responsible, but maybe I can get a sample if they become available, but I also stop blind buying as well. And exactly. And they did say in the live, if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn they said that samples would be available around the same time that you would be able to purchase the bottles, or they would around the same time they'd be sending them out. So yeah. Simp Boss. I blind bought only one, and it was Justice fragrance. I'll definitely get samples of the other 2 when available. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, they look enticing, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Very enticing. All world said, I'll wait until y'all get them and see. I learned my lesson with Seraphim Musk. No, you didn't learn your lesson. Look, the Z creators is different from them Seraphims. I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. Shout out to George and the good work he's been doing, but Seraphim Musk is a no. Okay. Several of the others, some of them smell like stuff that I would expect on my dad, my grandfather, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool. It's not to say that they're bad. It's just not for me. Okay. But Seraphim Musk, oh, I've heard some ratings about them that's just like, yo, throw this in the trash. Like, some people just have not had a good or decent experience with the Seraphim Musk, but like I said, to each his own, man. You got to be careful where you put your money. My boy Dave said, your nose wasn't ready for Second Soul yet. If my nose wasn't ready, what was your nose when you smelt it? That's all I got to ask. Because I like to think my nose was more prepared for a lot of them. But I get it. You know what? Actually, you know what? I see where you could be relevant, Dave, because at that time when I smelt it, I was getting into fougères still. I was getting into what is it? Fougères and what's the other term? Starts with a C. My God, I'll think of it. But yeah, I was just getting into it, and everybody keeps talking about how it is a fougere based fragrance, and I could see what you're talking about. I'm not completely sold on it, but hey, fougere, whatever. All right. Oh, and shep. I forget what it is, but sheeper. Fougères and sheepers. I wasn't. I'm still getting used to them. Definitely. He said it wasn't, baby. Joe said, I might change my mind buying all bottles. I might just get the 10 meals. Oh, okay. Do they have 10 meals or 2 meals? Let me know. Yeah. All World said he wasn't feeling it. When I hear musk, I need musk. Right. And it was more along the lines of must with a T or musty. But it is what it is. We'll try. He'll try his in cold weather. Pretty sure he'll be better. All right. Yeah. Musk is I mean, All World is a musk guy, man. Tibetan musk, Tonkin musk, Kashmiri musk, or it's something that gives them a natural warm feeling. All right. And I've heard you tell me that before. You know what I'm saying? Joe, what are you talking about? That series is funny. What are you talking about? What series is she talking about, man? Sunchoked Fragrance said, to his nose, Jadub and Kajal Lamar are very similar. All right. Already on Lamar, so didn't need duplication. All right. Fair enough. I get that. Smart man. Way to spend your money. To his nose. Oh, yeah. You put that in there twice. Already. Just called Musk Therapy or Paragon. Man, you already know. Look, I'm going Musk. I'm going Paragon. Hence, I already got a bottle of it. All right. Now, Musk Therapy, I ain't gonna lie to you. Later on, not right now, but later on, if I can find a decent bottle, if I can find an inexpensive bottle, I think I might go ahead and get a bottle of it. All right. Musk Therapy is actually pretty good. Citrusy to me, musky. I mean, it's good, y'all. It's good. That bergamot in there, I like it. I like it. I wasn't. It's not that I wasn't a fan. I wasn't big on it at first. I think the first time I smelt it was when Jason was trying to get me to get into citruses and whatnot. And now I've smelt it since I've been purchasing more and more citruses and whatnot. And yeah, it is a blessing in disguise in a bottle. Appreciate that, Mr. Clark. Yep, sheepers. That's what it is. Appreciate that still. Yep. My fault. Dame always praising a fragrance. Yes, it is amazing. And David said the site sells 3 meals for $7. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a few 3 meals. I'm gonna get a 3 meal of each of them. Oh, you say you and Kicks keep up? Oh, okay. Jules, don't do me. Don't do that. Anyway, yes, hey, Fragrance Court series, it's gonna be good, man. And so long as I continue to be the winning lawyer, all right, the lawyer to prove the point the best, it's going to always be a great series. Always. Can I get somebody with a wrench to go ahead and put Jules in timeout? Already, my boy. We're all back, man. Said Jason, you were supposed to be on the live with Jim's. Fool this. Jason ain't ready to come up, man. Jason ain't ready to come back yet, y'all. Jason ain't ready to come back. But yeah, man, look, this Z creator is gonna be interesting. That's all I know, man. Let me just talk about Almost as well. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Almost a Giant. All right. Look, his is very interesting. All right, I'm interested to see what this nutmeg and pink pepper and jungle essence is. The notes make it smell peppery up top, all right, or spicy. But then in the heart, you got the dried fruit, the ambretsi. I'm not about to pronounce the other one. Sublimalide, all right, sublimalide, however you want to pronounce it. Powdered sugar and lavender. That the heart notes are going to be interesting as hell. Then, of course, in the base, you got the Vianol, woody vanilla, almost like a dry vanilla, I've heard. Tonka Absolute, upcycled cedarwood, vanilla bean, moss, and amberwoods. I'm curious to see what that cedarwood and all is going to blend in because with that powdered sugar, look, one thing that I know is that when you put cedarwood in a fragrance with fruity or sweet notes, man, it always dries down amazingly to me. All right, cedarwood does a fine job in blend in and transitioning into a woody natured fragrance from a sweeter natured fragrance. It just naturally does, and I love it. So I am excited to see what is going to come about of these, man. For real, definitely interested. Hate that they're only 2 ounce bottles, but you know, probably actually be good for me. Shit. As a matter of fact, I probably don't even need that. But definitely looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? Hope they get the support they need. Yeah. Yeah, hey, I do need to pop these ASAP, man. I do need to pop these. For real. My birthday is come and gone, man. So trust me, I'm about to get rid of them. Get out of here. Ah, oh my God said, if you're curious about Shikra, all right, try Rogue. Oh, is it Rogue or Rouge? Anyway, I'm gonna say Rogue Perfumery. All right, Shikra Siam, classic example of one. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. You know, hey, well, you're gonna either have to text me that or message me, man, because I ain't gonna remember it past this live. I ain't got no pen or nothing to use, so remind me. All right. Dame said almost fragrances gourmand, so he's interested. Dame's interested, bringing out the big back nature in him. I got you. Mr. Clark said jungle essence is a main trademark extraction process. Not sure what that entails, but okay. All right. Sin of Paradise, welcome back, baby. All right. Joel said the 26th October to 1st November, he's wearing Halloween related scents. Okay, fragrances. Okay. All of you can do the same if you want. I invite you all to do it. As a matter of fact, you know what? I got about 7 different yeah, I think I got 7 different versions of Halloween Man, Halloween X, and a bunch of those. So yeah, I think I got several that I should be able to wear. So yeah, let's see. Jason, don't be a hater. Keep your balloons. Nah, Julie. Hey, time has come and gone, man. It's been over a week. Birthday was on the 8th, so it has officially been 8 days. So if you still got your balloons up 8 days past, I think, well, let me just say, I think it's time to pull them down. So I'll be getting rid of them. Next live that you see me on, they will not be in the background. But, for now, I guess we'll enjoy them for a few more minutes. All right. He still said, man, where they get the oils from? Maine is where they get the oils from. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, well, it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see what it smells like, man. At the end of the day, that's the most important part for me. I just want to see what it is. Center Paradise says spent the entire evening finishing up, rearranging furniture, and making room for more space for cologne. All right, baby. All right. All right. I feel you, man. So you making a new shelf for those Z creators, huh? Okay. Jules, I am never going to be a hater. Might I have a joke or two? Yeah. Yeah. But a hater, it's never been in my blood, man. Never been in my blood. Never have to worry about that from me. Cobra Boss, what's good, man? Said the day is Spice Bomb. All right, all right. Our world said, do the voice thing with the balloons before you shut this off? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. All right. Cobra say, oh, sin of the night. Hey, either way, sin of the day, sin of the night. Hey, either way, that Spice Bomb. Tell us which one is it? The original, or are we talking about extreme, or the metallic? I mean, they've got so many, and they got a couple of new ones coming out, or one that was recent release, one that was later released. So, yeah, let us know which one because that's an interesting topic. But yeah, man, no, Sin of Paradise always is sin of the night. Is Versace Eros Energy. Already, man. Already. Boz, good to have you in here. For real, for real. Not sure how it's spelled, but yeah, it's pronounced mun. Like money long. All right. Mun. All right. Look, regardless of how it's pronounced, I am anticipating something special, whether it be good or bad. I am anxious to see what they got, man. Anxious to see what they got. So definitely we'll be tapping in to get a few samples of those, and of course, as usual, I will be reviewing them. All right, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, part of me does want to agree with Ross and several other people who have said, you know, there's no such thing as a bad fragrance, and I do kind of believe that, but at the same time, there's plenty of fragrances that I just don't cut for. And there are plenty of, and every fragrance brings to mind something from our past, whether it be a good something or a bad something. So expect to hear that from us. But honestly, looking at these notes, unless that the mun is really polarizing and whatnot, I expect these to be some good releases. I truly do. I truly do. So yeah, look out for that. But man, hey, appreciate y'all for coming out here with me tonight. Like I said, I just wanted to do a little chit chat about the purpose of fragrances and particularly talk about date nights. I know I was kind of all over the place. Next time, trust me, you will get an outline and teacher formatted version of a discussion. All right. And yeah, and I might even have a guest up here to kind of chime in and let us know about some of their experiences. You know, hopefully Jules won't be in the chat at that time to throw shade on everybody, giving their own experiences on a date. You know, but Jules, you know, you're a medium attractive lady, as you like to put it. How was your last date? What did you wear? And what did he wear? I know you out there. I know you trying to go on some Midwest dates out there in Kansas or Kansas City or wherever the heck it is out there with the corn huskers. All right, go ahead and let us know. Put it in the chat. Let us know what you wore on a date and why. Let us know what he wore on a date and what you thought of it. Let us know for sure because right now I'm trying to bet. I think I talked to Dutch and I'm trying to see. Hey, there's a lot of people out here truly wearing Axe body spray as cologne. It's more than I thought. There's a reason why they're on the shelf still. So let us know. Wait, flag on the play. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Oh, you talking about the medium? Cause she always out there telling us we medium handsome or what is it? Someone said medium ugly. You know how these women over here be calling dudes medium this and medium that. Why can't we just not be your type? And by we, I mean y'all. Because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not even going to comment on that. But anyway, though, with things, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for coming out. It's been a great night, been a great discussion, man. Couldn't ask for much more. I know y'all thought I hit a glitch, but I didn't. I just froze. But yeah, man. Hey, appreciate y'all for coming out because I know y'all could be anywhere but here, but you chose to be here, and for that, we are truly grateful and appreciative. All right. Man, hope to see y'all later on. I think we'll have another live on Sunday. Talk about some things. I got a couple of things to talk about. Check me out on IG. I'll be posting my recent pickups from Essential Harmony. I'll be talking about some current things that were sent to me from House Urban brand as well. And I will be, well, trust me, there's much more to discuss. All right. But with that being said, man, let me go ahead and take us out. All right. For those who seem to think that I'll be reading, all right, I'm not. All right. So with every sip, let's let every sip lead. All right. No, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Let every sip be a sip of inspiration and every sniff lead to a new discovery. All right. We appreciate y'all for coming out. All right. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all. One love. Y'all be easy. Let me see what we got here. All right. Yes, sir. I'll holler at y'all.